Good afternoon to everyone. So at the outset, I would like to say thanks to the organizers for calling me to give my whatever little work I have done. So I am going to present an overview about the Pleistocene environmental changes that is almost last 1 million years. Basically, I am restricting myself to Pleistocene only, not to Holocene. So here, before I begin my presentation, I would like to pay my respect to my gurus, both gurus, Dr. R.S. Pappu, who last month passed away, and Professor Rajguru, who all of us, we know that he is a pioneering geologist, and I'm lucky to get training in the field from him for a long time, and of course with Sheila Mishra also. She also took me to her fields and other things, so I learned many things from these three people. So with this, I will begin my talk. So overall, as Sheila has already spoken something up, some part of it, it's collaborative things. For long years we have worked together. So many evidences which she has also collected, I am just incorporating. I am just giving you highlights of these things. So basically in India, our prehistory starts with Acheulean, not with old one. Till today, no old one is reported. Then India has a rich Acheulean sites. Thousands of tools are there all over Indian subcontinent, but only one hominin which was reported at Hatnora. So this is in nutshell our prehistory. So this is the latest map of Acheulean everywhere. So when this emerged, Sheila has already mentioned that it began in Africa. Of course, today also Acheulean, oldest Acheulean is seen in Africa, and then so many places we are having more than 1 million date is already known to us. So we can see now India is also appearing in this map. So Atirampakkam, thanks to Shanti Pappu and her team for giving us that strong evidence that Indian Acheulean also can be of older age, which Sheila along with us, we are always arguing that it is older, as old as Africa. So because of the Shanti Pappu's date of 1.5 million, so it give us strong feedback. So coming back to Maharashtra, I am not going to talk about more. So basically it is a erosional landscape. Rivers are bedrock reef channels are there. So the quaternary deposits is very thin in a way compared to Himalayas, Shivaliks and other parts. So here we are having maximum 15-meter thickness of quaternary deposit. Generally we are finding 2 to 5 meter thick deposit is there, and in which all this Pleistocene archaeology is survived. So the landscape is characterized by pediments, inselbergs, tors, then rivers which are originating in the Sahyadri itself, and then other than Sahyadri, some rivers are there originating, then bedrock channels are there, and then inside meanders we are seeing. All these features are telling us more about the pre-quaternary landscape in which these Acheulean people, they came here and they occupied this region. So as Sheila has already mentioned, so without Foot's work we cannot go further. So as she has already mentioned that he has in 1866 he has mentioned that Deccan trap was not, it was avoided by early hominins because of the non-suitability of the Deccan trap. So because Deccan trap, that basalt is not suitable for making artifacts. So that's why he argued that there is no sites are there in this region. Of course, it was now proved wrong. anyhow, as she has mentioned, that was his ideas based on his experience. So Dr. Sankalya discovered Acheulean tools first time made on basalt in Gangapur here only. So after 80 years after the Bruce Foote's argument, so it got rejected, the idea that Deccan trap is also occupied. So now I'm just giving you very briefly what are the different three Pleistocene periods and what evidence we are having. So it's all joint work with Dr. Rajguru, Dr. Sheila Mishra, and I am also their students only. I always treat myself as a student of them, and then it is all combination of all work. So and some new work also, because my PhD students, they are reinvestigating these earlier sites to give some new evidence or data. So early Pleistocene we are having three sites. Bori, as she has mentioned, she is the pioneer working research scholar there, so I have worked with her since my PhD was going on that time. So Bori, its nutshell, this is the characteristics. Early Acheulean artifacts are there, rich in calcrete, the sediments, bedrock is basalt, and tools are also made up of basalt only. And then we have fossils also, which Dr. Vishwas Kale from Geography Department of Pune University, he has reported 1.2 meter long tusk, fossilized tusk from the Acheulean gravel itself. And then we have chronology, and lot of controversies happened, academic controversies about the after the tephra was discovered, and then later on it was dated to 1.4 million initially. So it was really breaking news at that time. So nobody could accept this older dates. But since Sheila's strong feeling and believing that Acheulean in India also is as old as Africa, so she pursued it, and then really we have a very good evidence to say that Bori also is a early Pleistocene candidate. So here this is pictures from her only, so I'm thankful to her. So this is the ash, where now this ash is almost underwater always because of the KT ware on that Kukdi near Bori. So these are rare pictures. So we can see here small thin layer of tephra is there. Then this is the picture, in situ picture of the fossilized tusk. It's 1.2 meter. And then now this is the second picture is taken from the Deccan College Museum. So it is kept in museum. And then the top picture was given by Dr. V.S. Kale, who excavated this site and he found this tusk. So in situ photograph is there. The quality is low because it was in a print media. So basically here I would like to mention that archaeology, I am not going to talk more about it, but as she has already mentioned that these peaks are there, which she has interpreted that because of the tephra cover at Bori, Acheulean, as she has mentioned also that Acheulean is below the tephra also and above the tephra. So because of that means that the Acheulean people experienced the tephra fall at that time. So since tephra is a good datable material, so it has been dated by many scientists by many methods. I will show you in next slide. But the important, archaeologically very important interpretation is there that these peaks, there are some 12 peaks, such peaks are there, which is, we are finding it above the tephra. So that means that when the tephra was covering everything there, so I think most of the vegetation was covered there, and to dig some roots or something for eating, Sheila has actually given the interpretation that these specialized tools were made for digging the roots. So that is the reason why this site only is having so many peaks. Other sites we don't have that many peaks. And then this is all, which is also small tool for piercing. Then these are the latest, we have studied this assemblage, and these are the small flakes, but they are not small flakes of the later period or middle Paleolithic. They are actually part of the Acheulean biface thinning flakes. So as I just mentioned that since the tephra was first time found here in association with Acheulean, and then first date was 1.4. So you can see it's really rare in Indian context that we are having 10 absolute dates. But still it is with some question mark is there that tephra belongs to which period. So, but our team with Sheila Mishra, Rajguru sir, we have said that we believe strongly that there are out of 10 days, 3 dates are they are giving date of 0.8 million, 800,000. So we are accepting this dates, and archaeologically it cannot be of this younger dates which are given on tephra. So you can see here the youngest date is 23,000. So it's really in those 80s and 90s it was really a talk of the town in archaeological fraternity, and then a lot of controversies happened, papers were written, counter arguments were made. So but still our group is maintaining that this belongs to minimum 800,000. Now coming to another site, Nevasa, where I also re-investigated later on after Sheila's work and other things. So this is in nutshell the characteristics of Nevasa basalt. Initially the calcrete from Acheulean bearing gravel was dated to 350,000 by thorium uranium, which was the saturation date. But later on our group actually we attempted the paleomagnetic dating, which gives us the Matiuma period, that is OTT, that is 800,000. So this is the gravel which was 80,000. And then you can see here our latest fieldwork in 2019. We actually could find some cleavers, flakes from this cross-bedded gravel. So again this cross-bedding and this thickness of the gravel, which tells us that at that time this stream was having a different kind of environment, climate was different, the river was having more water. Today it is in semi-arid condition. Now coming to Morga, which is our joint work. So again here basalt is raw material for making tephra. Very significant that tephra is always it was there. And another important thing is laterite or ferricrete, we are now using this word. So these ferricrete cobbles and boulders, they are giving us a clue that during that period the climate was different, definitely, as she has mentioned earlier in the morning, that today there is no cover of laterite in this Kara basin, but still we are getting boulder size, cobble size, even as she has mentioned that even in the silt also the traces of ferricretes are reported. So this continued since the Pleistocene, early Pleistocene. So based on this we have actually concluded that Bori, Morgaon and Nevasa, they were having a different climate. So with Rajguru sir's initiative and other things, we are now calling it as it was semi-arid definitely, but it was a wet semi-arid climate. So it was more wetter than compared to the middle Pleistocene. So this is the Morgaon excavation going on. You can see the whole Acheulean layer was exposed here. And then some these are the tools. They are all large flake Acheulean. What Sheila has coined this word, large flake Acheulean. So definitely you can see the context, that context is sandy pebbly gravel, and then tools are quite bigger, so they cannot be transported naturally. So it is all anthropogenic activity. So fossils were also reported from Morga also, but most probably they are not, definitely they are not from Acheulean horizon, so they are from the younger deposits, so most probably they belong to late Pleistocene period. Anyhow, we don't have date for these fossils. So this is to show you the tephra, how it looks. So it is sandwiched between the two layers of black fissured clay. So as she has mentioned that all these early Acheulean sites, they are associated with the black fissured clay. So Bori, Morgaon. So these are the two ideal examples. Then these are the, you can see these are the ferricrete cobbles. Initially we used to call them ironstone. Very heavy iron rich stones are there. So these are the photograph of these. Now I will show you some of the stratigraphic in relation with these associated absolute dates. So here you can compare these two, Bori and Morgaon. So Morgaon we are having two black fissured clay zones. One is sealing the earlier horizon of Acheulean. This one, this one. Then this is the another black fissured clay. We call it as a black fissured clay 2, second, from which tephra is found. This is tephra. So tephra has been dated by, we have 3 dates from here. They are all indicating 800,000. But Acheulean horizon is this horizon. So it's below the tephra horizon definitely. And then this is older than 0.8 million. Definitely that is very, very confidently we can say. But at present how much old we cannot say. But it is definitely older than 800,000. But on the other hand, Bori, you can see there also black fissured clay is there. Here also the black fissured clay along with the Acheulean gravel. So here that is what we are saying, that here the Acheulean people, they have experienced the tephra fall here. And typologically also, if you see that Morgaon technology, artifact technology is older, it looks older. Still we have not published our data, but work is going on. So but on the primary level we can say that the Morgaon artifacts technologically they are older than compared to the Bori. So Bori we are putting it as a 800,000 only, but Morgaon is older than 800,000. Okay, sorry. So this is Nevasa. Here also black fissured clay is there, which has been used for dating the paleomagnetism. And then this is the Acheulean horizon. So here also we are having older than 800,000 Acheulean is there. So time is over. Huh? Okay, then I think I will go back to the end. So late Pleistocene, we have 36 dates are there, carbon 14 dates. Based on that, Sheila has already covered some points. So basically this is the Patne, she talked about it. These are the engraved ostrich shells pieces, and one bead is also there. So this is 25,000 late Pleistocene. Then we are having Morgaon. 2 dates are available, 26,000, 24,000, Bori. So all are associated with microliths. Now I will just skip the Konkan part because now time is over. So I will go to the last part. So mostly I think one of my student Akiela, she will talk about Konkan thing, and about this Kodoshi also. Garge and his team will talk about it. So we have only, I just want to mention one thing, that lot many beach rocks were dated in whole of Konkan coast. So we have some around 40 dates available on this coral, that is beach rock, and then we can see that they are actually clustering between 2000 to 4000. So we have younger coral also, but mostly it is clustering around. So the prolific development of this coral has happened in 2000, between 2000 and 4000 before present. It's in all Holocene. So based on our work in coastal region of Konkan, so we are arguing that in the Holocene, fluvial-marine processes, geomorphic processes were replaced by purely marine processes, which has produced this beach rock. And then later on again in the late Holocene, the process got changed into fluvial-marine activities. So we have important observations on Konkan that by around 6 to 7 thousand years, sea level reached its present level. Then transgressive phase around 4000 to 2,500. Relatively stable coastline. Post coral is very interesting. I am not actually covering that thing. Very interesting observations we have made, that there are changes happened on the coast itself, but they are not because of the sea level changes, but because of the configuration changes, that is the supply of fresh water and saline water, that is sea water. So that balance got changed due to some little fluctuation in the climate. So because of that, different landscape was seen at that coast. So with this I will now end. Overall, the Upland Maharashtra, our field-based geomorphologically oriented research, as initiated by Professor Rajguru and then followed by Sheila and then me and then my students. So based on that, we can say that early Pleistocene, now we are putting it in a wet semi-arid climate. Middle Pleistocene, definitely we have a very less evidence in that way, because only one site is suggesting that it could fit in Middle Pleistocene, that is Yadurwadi, and then which is actually continued wet semi-arid. But in late Pleistocene, definitely it became completely arid, because calcrete is really very rich in late Pleistocene, which is associated with the mycolithic environment. And then Holocene, again now we are in a wet semi-arid climatic condition. So these are the main conclusions based on our geomorphologically oriented investigations. Thank you.
And does anybody have any question?
Below the Ashwinian level, it has lots of plant fossils here. So it's like that is something which is very unusual that I have found here. So Abhi, it is gone now, ma'am. It's buried under some recent anthropogenic activity. Just near that bridge.
No, is it a layer or was it a mud ball? Because mud balls are also very common here.
It's a peat deposit, very jet deposit, very fine silty sediment, having lots of these leaves and twigs.
Oh.
So that is something which is very unusual that I have seen.
That is very interesting.
Very interesting, but we never actually saw it.
No, but many of these dam foundations, they did get wood. And that's from near Goods, from Mula Dam. They had got wood when they made these dam foundations. And Rajguru had collected that. Some of them had been radiocarbon dated, so obviously they...
But is that below that?
So these are also from deposits that are like that. So that means it's worth keeping a watch and collecting.
Yeah, right.
Some expert to study it. So I think more that Mula Dam was terminally or Arjuna that they then. Anyway, thank you, Sushma.
Oh, thank you.
You did keep something in place, and I think it was a very interesting talk. So now I would like to invite.
Thank you.
you.